Hey guys, Brian Stevens here with Mortgage Shots. We just had a stunning revelation from the Columbia Circuit Court of Appeals. They have just decided that the structure of the CFPB, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, is in fact constitutional. You may recall back in 2016, the CFPB sued PHH. The ruling came back that PHH had to pay a $6 million fine. Richard Cordray, then director of the CFPB, said, nah, that's not good enough. I think I'm going to raise that $103 million and make that total fine $109 million. PHH, of course, fought this and won, and it was determined by the DC courts that the structure of the CFPB was unconstitutional, that the director wielded too much power, and we did not see that type of unilateral power in any other government agencies. And of course, as you would expect, the CFPB went and appealed this. The ruling just came down from the same courts that they have changed their mind and decided that the structure of the CFPB is in fact constitutional. So what does this mean? Well, it's interesting. A whole bunch has changed. We had Cordray in before, who was the new sheriff in town, who wanted to be punitive in nature, who raised the fine $103 million. We now have Mick Mulvaney, who disagrees with the very structure of the CFPB, who from an internal document we know does not want to go after lenders only when lenders are actually harming consumers. Mulvaney has the authority to vacate the $103 million fine if he chooses to do so. In fact, Mulvaney could even vacate the entire thing if he chose to. But the original decision is now back in the court of the CFPB what to do with PHH. Now, my thinking is, because it's the same courts who changed their opinion, they didn't like the CFPB under Cordray. We now have Mulvaney. By going ahead and reinstating the original verdict, it will leave the CFPB under any different director in the future no opportunity to revisit the case in the future because it was settled. And from this settlement, I fully expect the CFPB to vacate the $103 million fine expected from PHH. But understand, today is a day we've been looking at for the past 2 years. The courts have ruled in favor of the CFPB. The new CFPB, I think they've got a surprise up their sleeve right now. We'll let you know what changes in the future. Thanks a bunch. Mortgage Shots.